Hello and welcome to Taramandal friends. Today I will be doing a review on The Moon Oracle by Carolyn Smith and John Estrop. These are lunar astrology cards. Lunar astrology is a whole system in itself where divination is done based on the moon calendar. This pack includes 72 lunar oracle cards and 128 page guidebook including moon phase tables. This moon phase tables makes this kit special because we can predict exact or approximate time of events with the help of these tables. A moon calendar starting from January 2016 till December 2032 has been printed in the end of the guidebook. Now let us first have a quick look into the cards. The moon takes 28 days to complete one lunar cycle. In each lunar cycle, the moon travels in its 32 waxing and waning phases through 12 zodiac signs having 28 mentions. Based on these principles, the lunar cards are grouped into 12 zodiac sign cards, 28 mention cards, and 32 moon phases cards. These are 12 zodiac sign cards. Each sign card is associated with one moon goddess. The sign card or the goddess card in a reading represents the general theme of the reading or the guiding energy of the reading, and hence it represents the guidance or the suggestion or the advice and the action to be taken by the querent. Each lunar cycle is divided into three parts of creation, preservation, and destruction. And so the 12 goddess cards are grouped into 4 goddesses of creation, 4 of preservation, and 4 of destruction. Goddesses of creation are named as white moon goddesses. Goddesses of preservation are named as red moon goddesses, and similarly goddesses of destruction are named as black moon goddesses. Thus we have the card of Pisces associated with the goddess Ishtar, assigned as white moon goddess. Aries is associated with white moon goddess of Artemis. Taurus is associated with white moon goddess Venus. Gemini is associated with white moon goddess Athene. Cancer is associated with red moon goddess of preservation Hera. Leo, red moon goddess Isis. Virgo, red moon goddess Demeter. Libra, red moon goddess Gaia. Scorpio, black moon goddess of destruction or death or rebirth, Lilith. Sagittarius is associated with black moon goddess Kali. Capricorn is associated with black moon goddess Hecate. Aquarius is associated with black moon goddess Freya. These are 28 mention cards. Number 1 mention is labeled with a theme title Volcano. Number 2 mention is labeled with a theme title Musician. Third mention Palace. Fourth mention Stone. Fifth Wheel. Sixth Bridge. Seventh Visitor. Eighth Knight. Ninth Pitcher. 10th Fountain. 11th Fortuna. 12th The Fall. 13th Altar. 14th Scepter. 15th Bouquet. 16th Door. 17th Sword. 18th Sacrifice. 19th Two Paths. Number 20 Precipice. 21 Duel. 22 Wedding. 23 Confession. 24 Mask. 25th Rebel. 26th Prisoner. 27 Guru, and 28 mention is labeled with the theme or the title Sleeper. Now the phase cards. Based on 4 elements of fire, earth, air and water, phase cards are grouped into 4 parts, each group having 8 moon phases, starting with crescent, first quarter, gibbous, full moon, disseminating, last quarter, balsamic, and the 8th phase of black moon. Likewise, we have earth cards, starting with first phase of same order, crescent, second phase of first quarter, third phase of gibbous, fourth phase of full moon, fifth phase of disseminating waning moon, sixth phase is of last quarter waning moon, seventh balsamic waning moon, and 8th is black moon. Similarly, the group of air cards, crescent waxing moon, second phase of first quarter waxing moon, third phase gibbous waxing moon, Fourth phase of full moon. Yeah. Fifth phase disseminating waning moon. Yeah. Sixth phase last quarter waning moon. Seventh phase balsamic waning moon. Eighth phase black moon. And so on. Similarly, 8 phases. Representing the water element cards. And all the phase cards also are labeled with a theme or a title. Passion, fulfillment, commitment, relation, dissolution, isolation, instinct, choice. Yeah. The title or the theme explains the meaning of each card in brief. For the detailed explanation, we have to refer to the guidebook. Now let us see how to use these cards with an example reading. There are different spreads given in the guidebook which can be used for any reading, but however I find this spread most useful, the Seven Sisters. With the help of this spread, I get the time scan of all three past, present and future events. I will show you a reading done on day before yesterday, that is on 9th April 2022 with this spread, the Seven Sisters. I will remove the exact 7 cards I received during the reading from the deck. Will be back soon. Stay with me. In this spread, we have to first select 3 face cards, starting with selecting the present phase card with the help of moon tables given in the guidebook, followed by selecting the past and future phase cards by shuffling the remaining of the 31 phase cards. Now, how to select the present phase card with the help of the moon phase tables? Now, what we have to do is find out from the moon calendar which phase card falls into the exact date and exact time of the question asked by the querent. Let us see practically how to do it. Day before yesterday, that is on 9th April 2022, a female querent came to me in the evening around 6 p.m. seeking the guidance on her personal, professional and family life. Her problem is she is a little bit frustrated juggling between her personal, professional and family life, and looking for a break or little time out for her own self-care. However, at the same time, she doesn't want to neglect any of her duties and responsibilities towards her profession and her family. She gives equal priority to all the sectors or areas of her life and wants to balance the matters signified by them. She has some idea or a plan in her mind, and with the help of this oracle reading, she wants to know whether it is worth pursuing or following or working on this idea or this plan. She is thinking of investing some money into the second home in another city. That is, buying a land or a property in a city other than the city she is living in currently with her family, and building a second home there with a small office space inside the home. A office where she is thinking of starting up a new project. Whenever she feels like taking a break from family matters, family responsibilities, she can travel to other city to her second home, take a time out, at the same time continue working on her new project. She came to me on the evening around 6 p.m. on 9th of April 2022. Let us see which phase card falls on this date and this particular time. So here we have April 9, 2022 at 6:48. The moon traveled or shifted or changed its sign from Gemini and came into Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. And the phase was first quarter. This is GMT. I am in India. So I have to recalculate the time from GMT to IST. We can do that with the time change table. For India, we have to add 5.5 hours to GMT. So we get by adding 5.5 hours to 6:48, we get 12:30 noon. So 12:30 p.m. becomes the Indian Standard Time on 9th April 2022, where the moon shifted or changed its sign from Gemini and came into the sign of Cancer, into the phase of first quarter. My client approached me in the evening around 6 p.m. on 9th April 2022. So I will consider the moon had already shifted its sign from Gemini to Cancer, and I will consider This card, the water element card, in the phase of first quarter in the sign of Cancer. Let us find out the card and see what it is. Here it is. Element of water, the second phase of first quarter, and the card is choice. So this is how I selected this card. So the general information and the information given under the sign of Cancer in particular becomes the current circumstances of the querent and explains her current situation or current problems. When the moon moves into the first quarter in water, 90 degrees from the sun, its face is half dark, half light, and everything is held in balance. Emotions can go either way, and choices have to be made. You must now decide whether to throw yourself wholeheartedly into an emotional situation or partnership. The promise of a successful outcome is there. When this card is the current moon selected from the moon tables, the zodiac signs below give a further interpretation, and we have to read the information given under the sign of Cancer. This is a time to weigh everything up. A decision based on past experience will be forthcoming. There is a sense of optimism. As our client explained her current situation, this moon phase of choice explains it accurately. This card or this moon phase explains her current mental state very accurately. She is talking about balancing her responsibilities and taking some decision. Investing her money in such a way that gives her or benefits her in her personal, professional, and family life. Now we have to shuffle the remaining 31 face cards and select one card representing the past and one representing the future. And the card I received for past position is responsibility. Let us check and find out from the moon phase tables that which was the date and time and what were the circumstances related to this matter. And we have to check the dates preceding 9th April 2022 as we are looking for a past card. The phase was disseminating and the element is earth. Let us find out which card falls. The card falls into which date? Disseminating earth. Okay. Disseminating, this is water, we don't want this. Disseminating, this is air, we don't want this. Disseminating earth, here it is. Okay, so our card falls on January 21st, 2022. So it was January 21st, 2022. Around this time, something had occurred. What was the event? Let us read the detailed explanation given about or given on this card in the guidebook. Here it is. Fifth phase of disseminating moon waning in the element of earth. Responsibility. This is a time in the lunar cycle that denotes material gain from the efforts of the past. The harvest is now gathered and you must carefully consider what to do with it. There is about this time a responsibility for distributing the benefits of your gain in a manner that assures your future security. So accurate. For the particular detail, what was the sign? Let us check one more time. Virgo. Yeah, it was, the moon was in the sign of Virgo on January 21st, 2022 in the phase of disseminating. Yeah, so for the particular detail we have to, particular event, we have to see the sign of Virgo. The detail or explanation given for the moon in the sign of Virgo. Material gains are converted into perfecting new and better methods and systems of work during this phase of the moon. This is a time for productive analysis. Very accurately, these cards explains the recent past and present matters pertaining to our client. Her concerns are about investing her money, the future security, future responsibilities, and making a decision or making a choice in such a way that it benefits her not only in her professional or familial life, but also in her personal life, her own self-care. Let us see what is the future. And the card came up was achievement. Fourth phase of full moon, earth element. Let us find out the date on which this card falls, and then read out the detailed explanation from the guidebook. To find out the future date, of course, we have to check the dates following 9th April 2022. Okay, so we have to check for a full moon, earth. Here we have full moon, but air element, we don't want this. Okay, going further down, we have full moon here, but water element, we don't want this. Going further down, full moon, fire, we don't want this. Then we have full moon here, earth, yes, this is our card. Full moon, earth, the date is July 13th 2022, and the sign the moon will be in on this date is going to be Capricorn. Okay, so the future event, whatever is the prediction, we will be reading that from the guidebook. Whatever is the prediction, it will happen around this time, July 13, 2022. Make a note of it. Let us read the detailed explanation. Full moon, earth, fourth phase. Okay, earth, okay, yeah, here it is. Fourth phase of full moon in earth, achievement, yeah. This is our card. And what is the sign? It is going to be moon in Capricorn. So we have to read the general explanation and the detailed explanation given in this paragraph. This period in the cycle of the moon marks the successful completion of a material project. The result of all your hard work is now visible for all to see, and your business acumen is appreciated by others. A financially beneficial outcome is indicated at this time. Moon in Capricorn. Your achievement of the acclaim and appreciation of others due to the successful completion of your project is likely to lead to more prominence in social life. Good. It is indicating a good, positive and beneficial outcome. As the title achievement itself suggests, success in the project, not only a financial success, a material success, but also good name and fame, success in her social life, appreciation, getting appreciation from others, achieving a good position in the eyes of others, achieving a good name, fame and wealth. Now we have to select 3 mention cards. By shuffling the group of 28 mention cards, we have to select one for past position, one for present position, and one for future position. The mentioned cards represents the influences working behind the events. The influences or the reasons or the driving forces responsible to produce these events. And the cards came up were two paths as the past card, the card of Guru, number 27 mentioned in the position of a present mention card, and the card of number 8 mentioned Knight in the position of future mention position. I mean in the position of future influence. Let us read out the details from the guidebook and try to understand what are these influences. Mention 19, two paths from 21.26 degrees in Scorpio to 4.17 degrees in Sagittarius, ruled by the Moon and Jupiter. Axilla, the tail of Scorpio. Traditionally, the Moon in this mention was considered propitious for besieging cities and driving men from their homes. The Arabs believed that those born with the moon in this mention would enjoy success in hunting and the development of their own ideas, but on the other hand, would encounter difficulties in sustaining a commercial enterprise and in establishing a fixed residence. If you draw this card, there are important decisions to be made. You must commit yourself to one of the two alternatives. Although each of the paths offered seems to lead in the same direction, you can never be sure. You can only be bold enough to make the journey. The key phrase says an optimistic start to a journey, emotional excitement. This is so accurately explaining our client's mental state. She is thinking of traveling between two cities and getting a second home for her own retreat and her own time out, and also starting up with a new project. And at the same time, the card foretells the difficulties or the obstacles coming in way in sustaining a commercial enterprise and in establishing a fixed residence. And this is exactly the matter of concern to our client. And as per this card, what one can do is only to take a bold decision. The future is not sure. There is not a guarantee of achieving a success. But there is a hope, an optimistic start to a journey, emotional excitement. And now we understand this situation is going on. Our client is going through these circumstances since January 2021. Now let us read the detailed explanation given for 27 mention Guru, and try to understand the present influences working on our client and her current situation, her current circumstances. Mention 27 Guru. From 4.17 degrees of Pisces to 17.08 degrees of Pisces, ruled by Neptune and the Moon. Traditionally, the Moon in this mention was considered a good time for everything to do with clairvoyance, psychic powers, and spiritual matters. It was not, however, thought to be an auspicious period for beginning a project, which was bound to be fraught with difficulties or delays during such a time. If you draw this card, you may have the desire to escape from a difficult situation or simply to take a little time out to get your head together. Key phrase says inspiration or escape. So accurate. Our client is trying to take a little time out to get her head together, or get herself together to nurture and retreat a little bit herself by escaping from family liabilities and family responsibilities for some time. And the card foretells not a auspicious period, difficulties or delays for beginning a new project. And the card advises to take an advice of Guru on this matter. Guru can be an actual Guru or your own higher self, your inner guide. Now let us move on to the card number 8, mention Knight. Mention 8, Knight, from 0.0 Cancer to 12.51 Cancer, ruled by the Moon and Pluto. The key phrase explains it as instinctive protection. Traditionally, when the Moon was in this mention, it was thought to be an especially favorable time for families and for loving children, even those of a stranger. This card expresses the need to, if necessary, take up arms in defense of someone less able to care for themselves. If you draw this card, you will care deeply about the people and ideals that are close to your heart. This is a heroic mention. Pluto signifies transformation and immense power, while the kind and sympathetic nature of the moon is nurturing and protective. When these two planets combine in the water sign of Cancer, they denote the enormous protective power of a mother animal guarding her young. The great power of Pluto gives strength to the gentle emotional moon, who is able to express her nature easily in Cancer, as it is her own sign. So this card foretells some kind of dispute, maybe in the family. As our client explained, some kind of family problems she is struggling with, and that is why she wants to escape for some time from family, and take a break and take a little time out. And relating the same thing with the future events suggested by this card, or signified by this card, we can predict some kind of dispute going in family, and she will need to take up arms if necessary in protection of her own self and her younger ones, maybe children or siblings, people who are close to her heart, her loved ones who are weaker to protect themselves. And this could be the possible reason the previous cards suggesting it as not an auspicious time for a new beginning, a new startup, a new business, a new project, and suggesting to be little careful and cautious, and not to take any decision or make any choice out of emotional excitement. Possible that her idea of taking a break from family responsibilities for some time, or taking a little time out for her own self, traveling between cities, and getting a second home for herself, and starting up a new business, new project, may not be liked by other family members or some of the family members. Or the reason of dispute can be something else. But combining all the messages, what we are getting is taking a decision with a cool and calm mind will give her success. Some situation will arise in future where she will need to protect her own self as well as her loved ones. So making a wise choice, taking a wise decision in present is very important, because the future events, the future success depends on the decision, what decision she takes in present. she must go with the advice given by the oracle reading, and also the guidance coming from her own inner guide, inner self, higher self. Considering the path based on these advice will lead her to future success. Now the last card we have to select is from the goddess cards or the 12 zodiac sign cards, and the card I received for my client was Artemis, the sign of Aries, the white moon goddess Artemis. And the goddess card suggests the final advice and the final action should be taken by the querent. Let us see what it is. And the guiding energy of the white moon goddess Artemis says, play it cool if possible. This is the final advice given to our client. The action to be taken is care not to stumble. This goddess warns that your own impetuousness and cleverness can destroy the very things you desire. Although there is a temptation to be competitive, you should try not to engage in rash actions and rash behavior. Instead, this card urges a cooler, more sophisticated approach to the matter in question. As a white goddess, Artemis demands a creative solution to the question. The nature of fire in Aries is naturally hot-blooded and impatient. Care must be taken not to stumble. If this card is selected, April will be a significant month with regard to the question. April is the current month. So the current month is very, very, very important. In fact, most important. For our client, based on what decision she is taking, her whole future is based on that. And the white moon goddess Artemis is advising to take a creative approach to solve this matter, and not to be rash in actions and behavior that can destroy your wishes. Not to take any decision out of temptation, but take a sophisticated approach to the matter in question. Any kind of rashness in action, in behavior, may produce quarrels or dispute among or with family members. So now we understand this influence is coming from where? It's coming from here. As above, so below. And the actions or decisions taken with any kind of temptation, in aggression, emotional excitement, and in with showing rashness in action, in speech, in behavior, can destroy her plans and affect her future outcome badly and negatively. For a successful future outcome, she needs to take a decision balancing all her responsibilities without neglecting any of her family responsibility. Otherwise, that may create unhappiness in family, other family members, or some of the family member may not be happy, and that can be the cause of quarrel or dispute happening in family in future, and that may spoil all her plans. So what she is thinking is good. It's not that she cannot proceed with the idea of having a second home and starting up her new business over there, taking a little time out for her own self. But she should not be neglecting any of her family responsibility. And our client also understands this very well, intuitively. The intuition coming from her own higher self, her inner guide, is correct, is same as what prediction or we are getting from this oracle reading. Our client's intentions are authentic, and that is why she is getting good blessings from the white goddess of creation, Artemis. The moon in the sign of Aries, and in the mention of night, the number 8 mention, ruled by the planets Moon and Pluto. Blessing her with creativity and the strength required to complete her project and for a successful outcome and a successful achievement. As predicted by the phase of full moon in the earth sign of Capricorn. Not only a name, fame, but also a material gain, wealth, and achievement in its complete sense. And that's all with today's review and reading. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care.